Alright guys, just doing a live reaction to the Cyril Gane and Rozenstruik fight. So that's live now. Let's get it.
An undefeated mixed martial artist, holding a perfect professional record. 7 wins, no losses. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 247 pounds. Fighting at a match, presenting the number 7 ranked heavyweight contender.
Not able to pick a winner. So hard at heavyweight.
And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist, holding professional record, 11 wins, 1 loss. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 254 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Rozenstruik, presenting the number 4 ranked heavyweight contender in the world, Gane, Big Boy, Rozenstruik.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. Let's keep it clean. Touch gloves. Let's do it.
So they're both listed at 6'4", but Cyril Gane's clearly taller.
Cyril Gane, a little bit, and Rozenstruik set to engage in a main event scheduled for 5 rounds. If this fight clock is brought to you by the U.S. Army.
Imagine he's going to open up with a low kick.
Rozenstruik is in green, Cyril Gane is in blue. Cyril Gane, the minus 270 betting favorite at close. Rozenstruik comes back at plus 220. Here we go, boys.
I mean, look at that from Gane already. See the little face, the shoulder.
Jarzinho opens with a bomb.
The flinch of the hips. I was thinking about the words there. Just trying to disguise all of his attacks. Whereas Biggie Boy, Jarzinho,
Cyril Gane attempted a low kick there.
Come in and look for the counter shot.
Good jab.
I mean, that was so fast. For such a big man, the speed of him.
Well, according to Cyril, Michael, from the meetings, remember, he's very small heavyweight, according to him.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's going to offset Jarzinho of the lightning fast jab. Keep touching him up with that and you throw him off his game.
Well, I'll tell you what, that jab definitely got the attention of Jarzinho. That was a snapping jab.
I like the stance switches.
A guy that size has a lot of power.
Rozenstruik talked a lot about conditioning, focusing on cardio.
Cyril Gane isn't.
And also talked about forcing a mistake.
He's good at pacing himself, so he's not worried about taking his time. He knows he's got 5 rounds to work.
And that is a deep-rooted philosophy for Conan Silveira, who is in the corner of Jarzinho Rozenstruik tonight. Same approach with Amanda Nunes. They're just trying to force one mistake.
That's all it takes, especially in this division. You're off balance for a second, you get caught with a punch from one of these guys, you go down.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the one thing
I think Rozenstruik's going to try and bait him into throwing something, and then try and counter with a big shot.
So absolutely no shame there, that man.
There's no doubt that Cyril Gane's more diverse in his attacks.
There he is, let's go. Of course he's chiming in. But still, the point I'm making is Jarzinho has felt defeat. He has experienced that. He has felt the power that these big men can deliver. On the flip side, Gane doesn't know that, right? When you're undefeated, you're almost ignorant, and that ignorance is bliss, because you go forward with not reckless abandon, but you truly believe you cannot be beaten. That is a power that
Bit of a filling out process going on now.
When I was undefeated a long time ago, I thought I can destroy anybody on this planet. Okay, eventually you realise you can't.
Much like the over-aim fight with Biggie Boy, he only needs that one shot. Cyril Gane can win the entire fight and still lose.
John Blaine. Well, you talk about that in Gane result for Rozenstruik.
Super quick for heavyweight though, good hands.
Learning, despite the short nature of that fight, felt like he should have tried to extend him. Oh! Big connection with the left by Jarzinho Rozenstruik.
That's pretty much what I was expecting. Wait for him to throw a kick, try and catch the kick, counter big.
But as we saw, when he decides to let go with those nuclear bombs that he calls fists, extremely dangerous.
Under 2 minutes here to go in what has been a compelling round 1.
points so far from Cyril Gane.
You can just tell how powerful he is when he throws.
He's been caught right in front of him.
Oh!
Got out of there safe. Lands a punch there.
Yeah, that was beautiful. He switched stances, disguised his attack.
It's interesting for Cyril Gane to engage in the clinch.
And even though they were partly blocked, you could hear the
For someone who's not a grappler, his confidence in being able to jump into something like this is pretty impressive.
You know, Gane tried to get the takedown, unsuccessful, but still now doing a clinch position.
Good idea though, if he can wear on him a little bit and tire him out, take away a little bit of that power going into the other rounds.
He needs it on the other side. Gane needs his head on the other side, driving into the head or the face of Rozenstruik.
See if he tries to use some elbows in close here. We saw him rock JDS and put him down with that elbow right on the ear.
Good first round by Gane though. Hasn't put himself in any super dangerous situations and has worn on Jairzinho and landed some good shots on him as well. Oh, those elbows to the head, those are brutal. Oh, what a takedown, good drive.
Look at that, very, very nice. And as you said, John, such a smart move to go to American top team. Of course,
he's not going to have the time to do anything with it. It'd be best to just land whatever strikes he can and score a little bit.
That is one grappling heavy gym there in South Florida. All right, round one.
I feel like he wasted that takedown. Yeah. He expended some energy getting to it. The least he could have done is, even if they were little shots, landed something.
This tool, get this tool. Give me this tool, please.
It's alright though. Good first round.
Alright. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
All right, back in Vegas, Paul, we're going to look at the handiwork in round one of this undersized heavyweight.
Yeah, such a small guy. It's ridiculous.
Oh, look at
But
that jab.
this speed on that jab, he might as well be a little guy. Nice body kick block by
Great body kicks as well. Very snappy. Very
Right hand,
fast.
and then he also mixes in this takedown, cuts angles, and he chained things together really nicely here. Didn't get
His ability when Jairzinho defended at the start and to just continue driving.
That's nice work, and that's a confidence.
That's hard work.
For Cyril Gane, that he can go out there and get this fight to the ground if he wants to.
Well, it's also another path to victory that I don't believe that Jairzinho has.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he can chain his wrestling together quite like that, that's for sure.
Yeah, Jairzinho's not looking for wrestling.
If he can keep touching him with that jab, that's really going to upset him.
Almost 64 knockouts.
I'd like to see Jairzinho go forward a little bit. He's allowing Cyril to come to him, and then he's looking for the counters. You know, the first round got away from Jairzinho, certainly because of that takedown at the end, so that was a win, I think, for Cyril Gane. I'd like to see Rozenstruik going forward, being a little bit more aggressive, as opposed to just looking for a counter. Don't get me wrong, when he throws, he's got bad intentions.
I think Jairzinho needs to start mixing in some kicks. He's fighting very basic at the moment.
Not just wait for Gane, because
it's a little bit predictable.
You just sit here looking for a long time, and the way Cyril Gane can mix in his takedowns, you could be sitting there looking and
touch him with some kicks, slow down that movement of Gane.
To try to answer back, and then level change, you get a takedown.
Yeah, I think taking pictures, DC calls it. You know, he's kind of just taking pictures right now. He's waiting for Cyril to.
It's almost like the old saying, the paralysis by analysis. You're so worried about what Gane's doing that you end up just sitting there and watching and not doing anything. Overanalyzing what's going on instead of implementing his game.
You see the way Cyril got in there, snappy jab with an out of the way, just enough to avoid the counters of Rozenstruik. It's beautiful work.
Yeah, always changing his stance as well.
That's the way.
Orthodox fighter, but that largely is just to give that look. Seems to be more offensive out of the southpaw stance.
That was a good low kick.
Yeah.
And just as I say that,
heavy low kick, that one hurt.
He hurt you.
How you can claim to be a kickboxer, have so many kickboxing fights and not throw any kicks.
I'll talk to him afterwards. Don't mess with my boy.
Oh. See, what we're seeing is a speed advantage for Cyril. And he also has the ability to use
Sort of like Habib at this point. Like Cyril Gane can play this game for 5 rounds. If he can fight his fight, it's less taxing. Much like with Habib, when people allow him to fight his, well, not allow him, but with Habib, unless you can defend the takedowns, not only defend them, but then punish him once you finish defending and touch him up, it's the only way you're going to exhaust someone.
His own kicks, but like you talked about earlier too, Mike, he's much more flat-footed than Cyril.
But otherwise, Habib can just wrestle, smash you. All 5 rounds. You need to take them out of their game. He's just swinging bombs. Oh, good take. For someone who's been in the sport for such a little amount of time, really good reactions.
See what happened when Jorginho went forward. When he started throwing bombs, you saw an immediate reaction from Cyril. He understands the danger and he backed up immediately. So Jorginho needs to do a lot more of that. As I say, okay, right now he's
See if he starts seeing any knees or elbows from the clinch.
Get back in the open. He's going to go forward more. When he goes forward, he gets the counter reaction that he needs out of Cyril. But when he plants his feet, he allows Cyril to go in and out and slowly but surely pick him up. Wow.
Wow. He's fighting the hands. Nice shot there from Rozenstruik.
Oh. He's phenomenal to watch, man. He's super impressive for a heavyweight. It's unreal, the way that he moves.
I mean, Cyril is a strong man. To pick him up like that and do that to Jorginho.
Oh.
Jeez. Michael back just slammed his hands on the apron of the octagon there.
Yeah,
Commissioner not thrilled.
Scared me to death. How serious I jumped out of the skin.
yeah. It got my attention.
Think he felt like maybe there was an opening there.
Yeah, 100%. He was frustrated with his fighter there. He probably wants him to move forward and be more aggressive, and when he gets an opportunity like catching a kick, you gotta take advantage of it. Like right there.
Jorginho's holding back, trying to bait him in. Just looking for that big counter. If Cyril decides, I'm not playing that game, he's going to find himself sitting there without the opportunity to catch Cyril.
Give me that. Well done. That's good.
I mean, he's got 3 rounds to work still to change things up.
Breathe in, breathe out. Okay. Well done.
A pretty taxing fight for heavyweights. Cyril Gane's breathing looks phenomenal. He still looks like he's got heat in the tank. Jorginho looks good as well. Obviously a bit more tired, just judging by what you can see by the eye.
Now you play with it. You box with it. You put your arm in front and you play with it. The next takedown is going to be with the ankle. Just play with it and then it's an ankle pick.
All right, here we go. Round 3.
I'll stick by it. Jorginho needs to start throwing some kicks.
For Gane. Biggie Boy just having a hard time finding his way into range.
Yeah, Cyril just has a speed advantage, and that makes things very, very difficult.
Not just a speed advantage, but a movement advantage. It's like the little guy's fighting. Fast head kick. The angles he's able to strike from, due to his movement and his speed, Biggie Boy is just, you can't do it. They're too big and too slow.
You guys are having a little laugh.
I mean that like respectfully, but Gane's just a more diverse athlete. There's more strikes available to him at more times.
I'd like to see Cyril put a left hand behind those jabs now, because he's getting in, he's landing the jab, doing it very, very nicely, but put something behind it now. The jab is the key to the door.
See what Biv's been saying, but you also don't want to overcommit and give Jairzinho that chance to counter.
Find yourself landing it frequently, follow it up, put a big power shot behind it.
Might seem like it's playing a bit safe, but realistically it's smart.
Yeah, he seems a little worried about committing to that follow-up punch because of the counter ability of Rozenstruik.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, blame him.
Oh!
Looked like both guys landed there.
Oh, now it's starting to crack.
He's touching him up.
Jairzinho starting to open up a little bit, landed a right hand there.
See, that's it. When he goes forward, he's having success. When he's first, when he's the aggressor, when he's leading the dance, he can control this fight.
His takedown defense has been effective. He expected it to be.
It's funny, you don't realise how basic a lot of heavyweights are until you chuck them in there with someone who's super diverse. There's a lot of heavyweights, one stance, don't do too much switching, simple attacks, your 1-2, uppercut hooks.
Certainly with each victory you get better and better. And he's rounding out his skill sets. Like it's more ways
When you can knock someone out with one punch,
and he's looking really good. I mean, both guys.
a lot of guys there's no need to continue to learn because something works so well so many times
Power that
until it doesn't.
fighters committing to more than 1 or 2 punches at a time.
I think that's where Jairzinho is at now. Gane's just got more to work with.
Yeah, it's never a good sign when Herb Dean's getting involved. Yeah, telling you to get busy. Then he still knows he has the speed advantage. You can see him here. He feels very comfortable staying on the outside and just pot shotting him, picking him apart. You know, and it's not a bad strategy. You know, if you win the fight like this. Will he win legions of new fans? Maybe not, but winning the fight is all that matters when it's all said and done. And he knows
Disagree. He might not be throwing himself into the fire, but I think there's a lot of people that would be new fans.
This man has ridiculous power, as they both do. But he knows that's the way Jairzinho wins this fight. So therefore, be smart. Don't let your ego take over. Don't let your ego take control and, you know, want to get that big knockout. Winning comes first, above everything else.
I just think, for Gane, I understand why he's not being overly aggressive, right? He's doing well from outside. He's winning these pops, touching the leg kicks, landing his jab. But for Rozenstruik, at some point, he's got to commit if he wants to get in the fight. Because we're in the 3rd round of a 5-round fight with him about to be down potentially 3 rounds to none. So,
Yeah, absolutely. It's time to pull the trigger. You know, it's time to say, okay, this strategy.
It's easy to say watching from the sideline though that it's time to pull the trigger until you pull the trigger and then you're out cold.
it's party. Come on.
Herb Dean seemed to acknowledge that.
You have to be an opportunist. When you see the opportunity, then you take it. No pressure to.
These windows for Rozenstruik seem to close quickly.
Yeah.
The movement.
If he just keeps peppering away at him and more Jairzinho slows down and gets tired, more opportunities are going to present themselves. I've got no problem with the way Gane's fighting.
He can do a lot of damage there, and he's got nowhere to run, so he can connect with the punches. He's so footwork, he's so elusive, he can get out of the way. Against the fence, you can't do that.
Are you hurt?
Right, we're listening to the corners and see what sort of advice they have to give.
I'm good. What's happening? Is he strong on the
Well, let's take a look. Some big shots, some big consequences here. Cyril Gane, beautiful straight left. Fingers pointing out there, but still, boom, big head kick, partially blocked by Jairzinho.
Mostly
Nice
blocked.
little front kick to
Good
the
team
midsection.
kick.
Add up and sting. And the left, right.
That was brilliant.
A little bit there. All over it though.
If Jairzinho's coaches aren't telling him to start opening up with some kicks, I feel like they're going the wrong way about it.
Keep the fingers out of the eye.
Everyone knows when it comes to kicking, especially low, whether it's a calf kick or to a thigh kick,
On the extended fingers.
and heavyweights. 1 or 2, 3, 4 kicks can change the fight. Take that speed away from him, take that movement away from him.
As we come up on these main event rounds.
You know, it's so funny hearing Silgar's corner.
There you
They
go.
want a double leg takedown.
Decent one, but he didn't commit to it.
Let's go for the
I
rugby
thought I heard
tackle.
that.
Yeah, see, in England and France we don't wrestle, you know, so they're like, rugby tackle. Go for the rugby tackle. Let's see if he does it. Way to do it will be to fake the jab and then shoot in.
Yeah, wait for Rozenstruik to start countering and just level change and should be able to drive right through.
And at heavyweight, there's always some risk mitigation, but for Ciryl Gane, most would believe he's banked 3 rounds.
Yeah, if you could get a takedown now it's really crucial.
Yeah.
Because you can get on top, you're avoiding that damage, and you know it's very unlikely for Rozenstruik to be throwing up.
I don't think he should force the takedown at all.
Yeah, I don't see that one.
I think what he's doing is working. He's going to wait for Rozenstruik to overcommit again, trying to touch him because he's frustrated. He's going to find that takedown again as it presents itself. That'll be the story of the fight, as far as I'm concerned. I don't think Rozenstruik showed anything at the moment that he's been able to adapt. We're 4 rounds in now, and he's done the same thing for 4 rounds, and it's not working.
Very, very elusive. So while, of course, we want to see him just throw with reckless abandon, throw caution to the wind and go crazy. But you can't blame Ciryl. He's got the speed and the range advantage. So, as I say, you cannot blame him.
So as you can see by the head, body, leg strikes,
Gane mixing it up pretty well.
Gane's outstruck him in every area quite significantly.
Well, right after this main event, don't miss a recap of all the action on the UFC Fight Night post show. It's on ESPN.
Rozenstruik just hasn't been active enough.
Anthony Smith and Rozenstruik
Isn't mixing it up enough.
analysis from tonight's fight. God, it's only on ESPN Plus.
And Ciryl was giving him a lot of things, a lot of looks, you know, to worry about.
In this 4th round,
Yeah, Jorginho needs to change things up here. His corner at the end of this round, they've got to scream at him. They've got to get in his face and say, hey, what did you do? You come here to fight or not? And I'm not talking bad about the guy. He's an exceptional fighter, and I'm a big fan of him. I love watching him fight. You know, but this approach is gonna cost him the victory.
Yeah, you can't just sit back and watch this happen. I mean, it's easier.
The level changes are such an important part of this fight for Gane. Because otherwise, there's always a chance. Like, you get into striking exchanges, there's always a chance someone catches someone. Because he's threatened with the level changes, Jorginho doesn't want to end up on his back or on the ground at all. That takes a lot of his offense away because, especially in the last 2 rounds, if you get taken down, not only are you already tired due to the stage of the fight, now you've lost another round. You know, Jorginho's not particularly a grappler, so if he ends up on the ground, there's a chance he's not going to get back up. And that in itself is making him hesitate.
That was a heavy knee.
on the cup.
Accidentals.
No words necessary, just a...
Hey, over there. Over there.
Oh man, that was clean.
That looked a little high.
Yeah, I thought maybe belly button area.
Oh, did you? Oh.
I watched it again. I agree with Felder. I thought it landed relatively clean.
I'd have to see another angle because sometimes it does glance off of there, but that one didn't look that low.
I mean, both guys need to turn it on now, if I'm honest.
Just touching him, upsetting his rhythm,
Because Cyryl's
attacking his
in
knees
five
and kicks.
You know, he's ahead on the judges' scorecards. Jorginho's corner need to say to him, hey, listen, he trained his ass off, I know he did, you know.
Just unreal.
Hard work to come here.
Especially for a heavyweight, it's so unreal. Someone who hasn't got that much experience fighting. Like, he does, but not compared to these other guys, it's not that much. How can somebody be so have such good understanding of the fight game, movement, distance, footwork, positions, He's got such an intelligent fight IQ for someone with such little experience.
It's not easy. Not easy at all. I mean, look at that. That is beautiful.
His distance management's phenomenal.
Without taking any damage. That's how you want to fight. I'd like to see a little more aggression, a little more nastiness, following it up with 2-3 shots at a time. But still, it is a clinic that he's putting on in terms of speed and range.
All right, 20 minutes down, 5 to go.
He looks like he's still got plenty of rounds left in him as well.
All right, let's take a look at some of the striking this round. Nice jab, and we've seen this time and time again in this fight so far from both sides for Gane. Nice front kick. He uses that lead side.
He uses a lot of really good long-range weapons.
Constantly pumping out that jab. There's the knee. Maybe I could see another look. Now that one.
That got him straight to the fucking, straight to the belly button.
Pretty quickly thereafter, which maybe suggests.
Yeah, I think
We need a big round.
I think that was a hybrid of a groin and body strike, if you will.
Hey, listen, fair play. You know, he wants to take a little rest. If he gets it, he gets it. Worth a try. Fair play, I say.
Big picture for Gane, and again, there's still work to do here tonight. But you're talking about a guy who
Right,
came in
let's see if
fighting
someone can get a
guy
finish in the
who
5th
was
round.
far
It doesn't look like it. It looks like it's going to go the distance,
professional experience,
just by the way the fight's played out so far.
Gane's
Gane's not going to get over,
7 professional fights,
you know,
which is insane.
he's a smart guy. He's not going to put himself in a bad position just to please whoever it might be. He's going to keep touching him.
and when he showed
Jairzinho hasn't shown the ability to adapt mid-fight at the moment. So that's the story of the fight. I think Jairzinho will watch it back and go, I could have done this, could have done this. In the end, he didn't end up doing anything. So
We can't forget that we've seen Rozenstruik in these positions before when he was fighting Overeem.
he's just going to have to bully it and completely move forward, which is hard when someone's jabbing at your face and attacking your knees, but there is no other option. You need to put yourself into the fire to create the opportunity.
that was back in Washington, D.C. in a main event for Rozenstruik with 1 second to go in that 5th round.
Does that mean were you calling that, John?
Look at this Johnny Bones tweet. Excuse me, Paulie. These boys better get used to pushing the pace. All this standing around ain't gonna fly when Daddy comes home.
Cyril Gane and John Jones would be a great fight. They actually fight very similar.
Guaranteed he will push the pace. He will come in there. He's not daddy yet. Maybe he's more the nephew or whatever. But if he does what he did at light heavyweight, it's going to be crazy because he will mix things up big time.
Yeah, well, the problem is, too, right? You get this main event spot.
Oh, so he's going to continue wearing on him.
Recognizing something in both of these men.
This is a relatively safe position.
More main events, more title shots and things like that in the future. But to fight like this, you get that platform. You got to remember, this is your
Pepper him with some more shots, break,
and
and continue touching him up from the outside.
With the title being on the line coming up soon, and also John Jones entering into your division, you got to prove something. You
You got to do something. Like even you could fake a flying knee just to cover distance, a little jump, switch, and hit a shot. But I'm not saying that's the finishing sequence. That's what would work, but that's an example of changing it up, trying something to create an opportunity.
Let's remember, Rozenstruik isn't far off a title shot. If he was to win tonight, he's talking about one more fight and he gets a big fight. You're going to change your life. Becoming the UFC heavyweight champion of the world is life-changing. Simple as that. All your dreams realized in one night. And both of these guys aren't far away from that. Do they want to achieve that?
The ability to cut angles, to switch stance.
Rozenstruik has the ability to end this fight, but he's got to go for it. So does Gane. He's winning.
It's weird how you can have people at heavyweight like Rozenstruik, even Derek Lewis. I love Derek Lewis, but very. Actually, you know what? Derek Lewis is not basic, but in terms of the way that you can win,
No, I don't disagree.
he's not really a dude who submits people. Isn't that great of a wrestler, but he flatlines guys. At some point, when you come across someone like a Cyril Gane, it's just not enough. You need more ways to win. You need more knowledge.
certainly holding up here.
Even Francis, he's gotten this far with power. At some stage, you're going to run into somebody
Desperately calling for him.
who they can just fight better than you can. You maybe hit harder, but they can fight better.
Kick. MMA.
I've sort of the story of DC's career as well as a heavyweight. These guys are bigger, they might hit hard, but DC was just a better all-around fighter.
Responding in kind.
Hey, you can't blame him. He's like, I'm the only one that's knocked out everybody, apart from the champ, of course.
Of course, Stipe had just fight flyers in Ohio, chilling out.
Stipe's not
Alright.
getting involved. He's not
So Gane's got 60 seconds to work.
Okay, excuse me while I just go sit down.
Saving lives. I don't have
What a
time
guy.
to leave, right?
See if he can get a takedown and make something work.
40 seconds.
Yep.
Takedown for Gane. Double post from Rozenstruik. Gets back to his feet.
It'd be funny if Rozenstruik pulled out what he done to Overeem, and within the last few seconds lands a bomb.
Heavyweight, I think, for many people to hit clean.
Yeah, and as he matures,
I think Overeem switched off for that a fraction of a second, and that it was too much, and got clipped. I don't think Gane's going to switch off. He's 100% in this fight.
But I don't think he won any new fans. He showed a lot of potential. He showed his greatness.
I think he did win new fans. I think people like to see something different at heavyweight. A lot of the time it's very stale, it's very the same. To watch someone with his skill set is actually very enjoyable in my opinion. I think you can expect a 50-45. That's it. We'll see. Anyway, we'll come back for the decision.
The judges score cards for a decision. All three judges score this contest.
50-45.
25 for the winner by unanimous decision, Cyril Gane.
Great performance by Cyril Gane. Not so much by Jairzinho, his inability to adapt. I think he'll be really disappointed with watching that back. But that's your main event. Hopefully you enjoyed my mid-fight commentary. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.